Oh, hello guys, welcome back to the channel. To my left we have got Wads.
Hi,
Good
how
morning.
you doing?
I'm very well, are you?
Yeah, good. Just looking forward to the game. Be an interesting one.
Oh, it will be. Two big games coming up in the space of a few days, and we start with Sheffield United tonight.
Yeah,
Uh,
yeah, Just Sheffield really. They're doing pretty well at the moment. I know they had a tough start to the season like Forest did, but both of us have picked up a lot recently, so it's going to be interesting. I think. I mean, you saw in the first game it was two teams playing well. That definitely have potential to do a lot better later on in the season, and they're doing just that. It's going to be interesting to see whether they get the playoffs or not. I mean, I did a video about it on my channel recently, and I thought it was really difficult to pick the actual top six, to be quite honest. So be interesting. It's been quite a while since they won at Sheffield, from what I remember. So it would be pretty good to go and get a win and a big statement as well.
yeah, definitely. Both teams have seemed to be on form at the minute, and both just sitting outside playoffs. So a win
Yeah.
for both will be massive. I mean, hopefully Forest will get it.
Yeah, of course. It would be. I mean, Sheffield really, there should be a top six level side, but I think it was going to be just it was just acclimatising to being back in the Championship after such a poor year last year, being such a bad losing mentality that they were in, and I am surprised at Bottom's doing so well. I was a bit surprised that he was released for as long as he was. Like, okay, yeah, put him in charge again for a 4-year deal. It was a bit surprising I saw that, but he's proven everyone wrong. So fair play to him and Sheffield for getting back on track. But Forest obviously weren't good against Preston, and we weren't that good against Stoke either, really. But we've seen that we're more than capable of beating someone like Sheffield, and it's not impossible. Sheffield lost to Millwall, who are also on pretty good form at the moment, but still, if Millwall can beat them, I think Forest can. And especially if Sheffield have an off day like they did at the start of the year, then I think anyone can beat them, to be honest. But it would give me a statement, and I wasn't shocked that we beat Blackburn, but the fact that we arguably could have won by more than two away at then second league, I think it would give me a similar kind of feeling if we beat Sheffield United. And should be a real tough one, really. But I think it is doable as well.
Yeah, it is doable, and that's the thing. Especially with Super Cooper in charge, it's quite doable. And there's their own fans. I mean, getting quite a few vibes from Sheffield fans saying that if Sheffield United are playing awful, they know about it, and it's not that much of a fortress like it used to be quite a few years ago at Sheffield United. I mean, we always knew Sheffield had been quite a fortress, but at the minute they're not.
Yeah, I think maybe the situation with the fact that they were relegated, probably not having any fans in the ground didn't help. And then they started this season so terribly, didn't look like they were going to get up to speed at all. And ultimately, they at least have been able to challenge for the top six again. And I credit to both sides, really, that at the start of the season, we were both in the relegation zone. We were even worse than Sheffield United. And fleetingly, we've both been in the top six in the same season as well, which isn't easy to do. So the fact we've done that is really good for both of us. But yeah, I think obviously everyone goes on about how good Forest attendances are, and proving yet again, just we have got, for me, the best fans in the division, and I would say that, but the numbers back it up as well. But I think Sheffield have always been like right up there as well. The best game where the entire stadium's actually full, because I always find it funny how so many teams that Forest go and play against, we outsing them, and there's like sometimes massive segments that are empty. You look at Forests, we're always, chocolate block, and I just think it's always excellent to see. So yeah, it'll be good. Hopefully, a good atmosphere as well.
Definitely. I mean, Forest just shown the quality this year. I mean, with the fan base and that, even though the start we had, I mean, the fan base has shown how good we are. I mean, near enough selling out away followings to like Blackburn near enough. Well, we got more tickets for them. Preston tonight, selling that near enough every game now, and it just does show how much we're behind the team and how much we think, even if we don't go this season make the playoffs, that the fans
Yeah,
are actually behind them, even though the start of the season we had and how toxic it was between the fans and the club.
yeah, definitely. I just think it's such huge testament to Forest fans and just shows what a big club we are because, you know, there's so there's not many situations at all unless you're in like the top flight maybe, and you're used to it maybe where you're struggling and you're still getting really high numbers because the start of the season everyone knows how dire it was and we were still getting like 25,000, which is pretty mad to be honest. So I don't think many teams could say that they do that as well. I always looked at Cardiff, how they've been terrible this season by their standards, and they've hardly got anyone in their ground at times. And even Blackburn are up there, and even Fulham, they don't sell out like we do. So yeah, I just think it's really good to see, really. And I think we're talking about whether we go up or not. And Steve Cooper said this himself. I don't think we'll see a situation like with Lamucci where it failed miserably and then we ultimately fell off a cliff. I don't think that will happen. I think we'll just keep going because the mentality we have in the Cooper, ultimately no one expected us to really be in this position as convincingly as we are after the start we had, even with Steve Cooper, to be honest. So if we don't go up, it would be a bit disappointing, but I wouldn't be like fuming because I'm proud of what we've done already. Because it's just mental what Steve Cooper's done for Forest.
Especially, and even with the FA Cup one as well. I mean, the cup draw was done
Yeah,
last night. So obviously, if we get past Huddersfield, we'll have a big tie, another big tie in Liverpool at home. So obviously, another hopefully a big step to take if we get through Huddersfield and get Liverpool. So, what
yeah.
take on the FA Cup draw?
I just want to beat Huddersfield so much now because, yeah, we've beaten Arsenal and Leicester, but I think that being realistic, Liverpool next level compared to those two. So I don't see us beating Liverpool at all. To be honest, it would be insane if we do, and would somehow manage to top beating Leicester 4-1 and beating Arsenal if we were to beat Liverpool in any way. But yeah, I mean, just to see Liverpool play Forest at the City Ground as well would be just crazy to see. I mean, I still think Liverpool without a doubt one of the best teams in the world. Just won the League Cup, so yeah, it'd be crazy to play Liverpool, regardless of the result, just the experience. And I just think it's funny how we're all begging for the return to the Premier League, and this season we've been able to reignite that more than ever. I think it's been a long time since we had a glimpse of it under Sabri, but it was. I don't think it was ever quite as strong as what it is in the Cooper, and Cooper's not even been here as long as Sabri was. But we've had a real good taste already this season of what Premier League football's like because obviously we played Wolves, which was a different situation because it was a youth team essentially, and we still had Houghton as a manager, and we've also played Leicester and Arsenal and potentially Liverpool. It's not like we just played 4 lower end Premier League sides. These are like top 8 level Prem sides that we've played, and it's been a great test for us. I think it also could put us in good stead for potential playoff games because they're going to be tight, intense, a lot at stake, and are going to be more at stake because it's potential promotion. But that's exactly what Leicester and Arsenal were. You know, they were tight, intense games against tough sides. We saw how we handled it, and you know they were on TV and everything. And technically, the teams in the playoffs will be easier, but it would arguably be more difficult because there's even more at stake from a Forest point of view. But yeah, as for Liverpool, it will be one hell of a tie if we can actually get to play it. It would just be the most Forest thing ever, wouldn't it? If we beat Arsenal last and then lose to Huddersfield when we could play Liverpool in the next round, but hopefully not. And got to respect Huddersfield because they are a good side this season, but it is easy to disrespect them when you look at the opposition that we've played before and potentially afterwards. So yeah, hopefully we can see Klopp v Steve Cooper fist pump at the City Ground.
Oh, it'd be awesome. There'd be
Yeah.
a good competition for that.
Oh no, Steve Cooper wins every time.
Yeah. Obviously with the FA Cup draw as well. How would you go about the team selection for both games for tonight and Friday? We are on Friday. Monday, because obviously with what I state for both games, I mean, there's no shadow of doubt that you would actually go Swan for it now.
Yeah. I mean, I wouldn't play a weakened team against Huddersfield at all. I think, for so many years when I looked at cup games, when you're in the early stages, you see teams playing weakened sides. Forest have done that. You've seen Forest last season, and when we played Chelsea, those 2 times in a row, we've made changes. We still had a few first teamers in there, but it was, we had like reserve goalkeepers in. But I love the tactic of, I don't know whether it was just because it was Arsenal, so we wanted to go full strength and just really test ourselves, but going full strength, and we've seen what we're capable of in the Cup. And, I think both Forest and Liverpool are actually going for the Cup more this year, because I don't think Forest are aiming to win it, because it's not realistic, even though it'd be crazy if we did. But, I think Liverpool are actually trying to take it more seriously this year. But from Forest point of view, I think playing a full strength side has been excellent. It's not disrespecting the Cup at all. It's been great to have a Cup run, which we don't normally do. It's been a long time since we've gone this far in the Cup. Even the round of 16, it's been a long while since we got here. So yeah, I would personally, if everyone's fit, play a full strength team every game. Then again, you have a squad for a reason, don't you? So you want to utilize it. Maybe the likes of Sewage. So it's interesting to see how it happened, but I personally I wouldn't treat it any differently to Leicester or Arsenal or any game, quite frankly. Just try and win it. It's there to be won.
Yeah. Obviously, we have to make one change at least for tonight. We might slow up. Left wing back. Obviously, you potentially could be seeing Colback going left wing back anyway. Or if we do play with 3-5-2, and I do think we'll play 3-5-2 or 3-4-1-2, but obviously it will be a lot more one change at least.
Yeah, it's gonna be. I mean, you could just see Larea come out of nowhere and play, but I just can't envision that from happening. I mean, you got Panzo who can potentially play as a wing back as well, apparently, but I don't see that happening. I mean, I would like to see them play at some point, both of them. We've signed them for a reason, so I want to see them play it eventually. I mean, God forbid, just Bond coming out of nowhere and playing at left wing back. I'd rather not that happen. But I probably would feel the most confident with the players that play all the time to play Colback there. But I don't think you can take Colback out of the midfield. So it's going to be interesting to see what Cooper does, whether he's just not come on. So if he's available, just give Larea a go, I suppose. But I think he'll play Colback at left wing back, and then have Garner and Yates, and then Zink and Johnson and probably Davis, which wouldn't be bad. But I just think we we lose a certain type of dynamic in midfield when Colback's not there.
Yeah, definitely. We do actually. We do miss Colback massively in that midfield. To what other pace, what he does give to what like he hates or Garner does give. So, yeah. What's your score prediction for tonight?
Yeah.
I just said, what's your score prediction for tonight?
Well, as it used to be, really. Yeah. I'm just saying, like Bramall Lane isn't quite what it used to be, but I still think it is a tough place to go. And Sheffield are, apart from that Millwall game, on pretty good form. Sheffield are, in fact. So yeah, I just have a feeling it's going to be 1-1, and I'd love it to be, a win for Forest because it'd be a huge statement if we were to go and beat Sheffield. But I think I'll go 1-1, which I don't think would be a bad result.
Yeah, I agree with you on that one, to be fair. Sorry about the technical difficulties as well, guys. But yeah, I will take a draw tonight, to be fair. I think it wouldn't be a bad thing if we don't lose, and I think if we win, it'd be a big statement, and even a draw, it keeps us up there.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. It wouldn't be a bad result.
Yeah, definitely. So I'd like to say thank you for coming on.
No problem.
All right then, guys. So I'd like to say thank you for watching.